This is the first video of the month, so what are we making? We are making button jewelry.
Make a pretty bracelet with shank buttons of your choice. Let your creativity find its voice. Make another in your favorite hue.
And what type of button jewelry are we going to make? We are going to make a button bracelet with, let's see, how many buttons did I put in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 buttons in this button bracelet. And we might make a pair of earrings, button earrings. I'm going to try anyway. And before we get started, remember I'm going to be live on YouTube, live on Avante Jewelry on Thursday, August 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, August 6th, 2026, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the USA. I'm trying that time so some of my international friends can watch. And I'm not going to schedule it. I'm just going to pop up live 3 p.m. What do they say? Be there or be square. All right, let's keep going. You'll need a pair of scissors to cut the wire. Of course, we need some buttons, and I have flower buttons here. For the button bracelet, you'll need some wire. I like to use 49 strand nylon coated wire. It's 0.018. These are 16 millimeter, and I've already taken a few off the card. I haven't made this before, so I'm not sure how many I'll need. Then I have some 6/0 in purple lined beads. These are check glass 6/0 crystal purple metal lined. And then I have these green beads that are kind of a variegated green. These are also 6/0s in rainbow lime. And then I have some glass leaves. I don't think they're showing up very well here, but I have glass leaves, green, and these are drilled on the side drilled leaves. And these are approximately 1/2 inch long. Other than that, I have a toggle clasp and 4 crimp beads, 1.3 millimeter crimp beads, and I have a couple of clips that I'll probably be using. First thing we need to do is cut some wire. And for the wire, I'm going to cut 18 inches, so let's measure out 12 and 6. We should be good with that. I'm not going to leave it as one long length though. This bracelet is going to be a 2-strand bracelet, and although I have one length of wire, and I could put it through here and just double it, the issue with that is it's going to twist my 2-strand bracelet. So we're not going to put it through like this, like I sometimes do. No, we are going to take and just cut this in half. So bring the ends together and let's cut it in half. And then bring those 2 ends together. I'm not going to put the clasp on right away. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because I really don't know how long I need the bracelet for my wrist. And you will be in the same situation when you make this, that you will not know until you're making it how many buttons you'll need. I mean, I would figure you'd want to have at least 6 on hand, even if you're not making any earrings. At least 6 flower buttons, so keep that in mind. And as far as the 6/0s, they come in a tube, so you'll probably have plenty of those. Bring the ends together, put a clip on these. Try to clip them so they don't slide through like they're wanting to on me. I have other kinds of clips, so I could do that. Let's do that today. I have these spring clips. Let's check to make sure. Okay, that's good. We want the wire to stay side by side. You don't want it crossing over. The first thing we're going to do is thread on one of our buttons. I was hoping to have more colorful flower buttons, but this is what I have, so I'm going with it. I didn't want to run out and buy something when I had these on hand, but put both strands of wire through the first flower button, and then from there, just dump these out now. We want to put a green bead. Your colors might be different than mine, but I'm putting a green bead, a 6/0, up against the back of the button. Just snug that right up there. And then I'm adding the purple line beads up against the green. And we will be adjusting this and tightening this up as we go. We're just securing the button right now. And then I'm going to add a leaf on each side. And these leaves have texture in them, but thank goodness they're textured on both sides. So I don't have to worry too much about how I put these on here. I'll zoom in here. This is what we have so far. I think we need a white bowl under here. this is what we have so far. Now that's our center. So since we're building from the center and working our way out, I'm going to clip this side together and go to the other side and do the same thing. Again, trying to make sure my wire's not crossed over itself. I'm going to go green, purple, and then a leaf. And because my 6/0s are irregular in size, I am trying to pick out ones that are the same size, similar in size. So 2 green, 2 purple, 2 leaves. I've had these leaf beads for a very long time. And to be honest with you, sometimes I didn't really know what to do with them. So I'm trying to use them today. Now we want to put a purple on each side of the green just because I think it helps it pop a little bit. Makes the leaf pop a little bit, even though it's, pretty pastel in color. You can see this is just twisting a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to just keep straightening it out. I'm trying to show you the bottom side. So I'm going to hold this still and zoom in on it for you. It's not tightened up yet, but I do have the colors where I want them. So since we put purple on the outside of the green leaves here, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I could have done that on the first round, but didn't. And keep in mind, they're going to move around. 6/0s, all the beads are going to move around while you're working on it. That's just the way it's going to be. But that's what we have so far. From here, I'm going to repeat the pattern and add a few more of the button beads. Before we add the next button, we want to add 2 more green 6/0s, and then the button. I'm calling it out by color, but you're going to have a different color than what I have. So this is what we have so far, and I'm going to continue the pattern with green beads on each side of the purple flower and purple beads on each side of the green leaf. That's going to be our pattern. So as I continue to add some more flowers here, make sure that your wire isn't crossed over. In fact, you might just want to add a few more clips. Like I'm going to put clips on the one that's that strand. And then I have this one here. I have one more button here, but I'm going to go ahead and take a few more off because I think I need more than 3 buttons for this. A few more buttons freed up, and I'm just going to continue this pattern and add a few more buttons. And then when I feel that I'm getting to the point where it's almost long enough, I'll stop and show it to you.
Purple flower buttons sitting in a row. Green glass leaves all aglow. Make a pretty bracelet with shank buttons of your choice. Let your creativity find its voice. Make another in your favorite hue. There's always a flower bracelet waiting to bloom for you. String them onto strands of wire. Colors of your choice inspire. Any color of the rainbow, bright and true. Whatever speaks to you. This flower button bracelet is so easy to do. Have fun making it, gift 1 or 2. Vintage to modern buttons, mix them your way. Create something beautiful today. Make another in your favorite hue. There's always a flower bracelet waiting to bloom for you. A few other beads and some tools, a few crimp beads too. Add a sparkle, add a shine. Every bracelet will be one of a kind. Little flowers all in bloom, bringing color to the room. Mix your textures old and new. Every bracelet tells a story too. Take your time and enjoy the view. Every bead is chosen by you. Make another in your favorite hue. There's always a flower bracelet.
If you're enjoying this video, I appreciate a thumbs up, a like, and be sure to comment. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe and keep watching. There's more. Let's take a close look at this. I'm going to zoom in on it for you so you can see it up close. On each side of the button, the purple flower button, I have green beads. It's not all tightened up yet. And then on each side of the leaves, the green leaves, I have purple beads. Let's flip it over. It's coming together. It's a lot cuter on this side, that's for sure. Now, how many flowers do I need? And how many flowers do I have? Well, here's the thing. I can see that I have plenty of flower buttons, but my concern is I don't have but one more leaf. Yeah, I mentioned about making earrings, but I only have one more leaf. I don't have another pair. So I'm going to add the leaves here. And I'm sorry, I don't have enough leaves in that color of green. I have all kinds of other colors, but not in that. So maybe those earrings will be another day. Leaf. Going to go ahead and add the last of the leaves. And what goes on each side of the green leaf? A purple bead. So now each end is the same. Again, everything needs tightened up. Looking cute. Going to push the beads together. And do know that these leaves are going to turn front and back and every which way until you actually get the bracelet on. So this is what I have. Oh my gosh, isn't that sweet? As I said, I wish I had brighter colors, but working with the buttons that I have on hand. Now, the thing is, the leaf situation. As I said, I had white leaves, lots of white leaves. I like the green. I went through those green leaves a lot faster than I had planned. If I were to stay with just 3 flowers on top, and finish it off with beads around the wrist, I would be fine. Oh goodness. I have these white leaves. I could possibly alternate the white and the green if I want to add a few more roses to this. Normally I work in odd numbers. Normally I would want to have 3 or 5 roses. And since I really don't want to switch to the white, I think I'm going to make this work. If you're doing this, you most certainly could add more flower beads and more leaves if you have them. I'm not crazy about adding in the white leaves, but I don't have any more of the green. I could alternate the leaves, the colors, but yeah, not crazy about that either. So what can we do? What can I do to add a few more buttons even though I'm short leaves? And by the way, those earrings I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I might have to use the white leaves just to be able to show you how to make them. Yeah. As I said, if you have lots of flower buttons and lots of glass leaves, you can make this as long as you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to finish this. And somehow I don't have my purple bead on this end, so let's do that. And let's bring these back together in a purple bead so that we're finishing this up with 3 beads on this end. And again, we'll tighten this up as we go. All right, let's alternate. Let's go to a green and then a purple and green and purple. This is where we're going to adjust the length, is how many beads that we put on the end, each end of the bracelet. Let's add 1 purple, putting both strands, if I wasn't clear on that, both strands through 1 purple bead, and then both strands through a green, and then purple and green, alternating colors. Whatever your colors are, just alternate. I've got about the same. Let's check it. See if I'm there yet. Oh, not yet. I have a ways to go. Well, can I work in another flower, but not worry about working in another leaf, set of leaves? We might be able to do that. Let's try it over here. It's worth trying. So we're going to green, green, and instead of working in another leaf, since I don't have enough, I'm just going to go ahead and go to a flower. Let's turn it upside down. Trying to get this untwisted. Okay, and then I'm going to add a green and a purple. I need some more green. And then a green and purple. But instead of adding a leaf, since I don't have one, I'm going to bring both of these together into a purple. So maybe I have found a workaround. Maybe. Clip on that. Let's go to the other end. And let's do the same thing. Let's work in an extra flower, but not worry about working in the leaves.
Waiting to bloom for you. Mix and match, don't be afraid. Every little choice you make, bright or pastel, bold or new, the perfect bracelet starts with you. This flower button bracelet is so easy to do. Have fun with your buttons and beads, it's true. Make it fit perfectly for you.
I added the purple on each side of the leaves, then the green, then going through a button so that I can have a few more buttons on here. And then I like green on each side of the purple flower button. Just checking to make sure I don't have this twisted. Then I'm adding purple to each wire and then bringing them together into purple. So here's my workaround. My workaround to add a few more flower buttons. Even though I'm short leaves, I'm just going to let it wrap up here by bringing some more beads down and around to whatever I need to finish the clasp. You can see I'm down to probably about 1 inch now is all I need. So I don't think we need those last leaves anyway. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. How's that? By watching this video, you're getting a heads up as to how many buttons and or how many glass leaves you might need for your bracelet. But I'm working with what I have, and I'm making this for the first time. I'm going to turn this upside down. I still want to make sure that I'm not crossed over too much, because it sure seems like I keep crossing over. So bring those together. And if I have purple, I'm going to go with green, purple, green. Don't know how many I need yet, because I really haven't tightened everything up yet either. Purple was my last one, so green, purple, green. Let's check it. You'll just have to check it as you go and see what works for you when you start getting down to, you got about 1/2 inch for the clasp. I think that's plenty. I might even be able to back off a little bit. This is where I want to start tightening things up, pushing things down.
Purple flower button sitting in a row.
So just kind of start and just gently slide everything together. I can feel it moving. You can probably see it moving. And that tells you how it was not tightened up. Granted, when we come together with these 2 purple and then we're bringing both wires together, there might be a little bit of wire exposed there. Just a little bit. But it's on the bottom of the wrist. Make sure there's no huge gaps where the wire is showing. Let's check this again now that I have it tightened up. And the clasp, it's a toggle clasp. I don't think I've worked with a toggle clasp with the button bracelets, but you figure it's going to add about 3/4 of an inch. And we do have to add a few crimp beads in here. I've got some little 1.3 millimeter crimp beads right here. I think I need a few more beads. I'll tell you what, I'm going to add the crimp bead. We're going to put 2 crimp beads per side. We're just going to secure it really well. So I'm putting a crimp bead, and then since green was my last color, I'm going to go with purple, and then a crimp bead. I hope those crimp beads don't fall into the 6/0s. That is not a crimp bead. I need to find another crimp bead. Putting both wires through the crimp bead. And if you need any tools or supplies or clips or crimp beads or anything, wire, I'll put a link up in the corner here, right here, for my Amazon affiliate store. And by the way, the clasp that I'm using is from a kit that I got off of Amazon. And this was the flower toggle. These are all toggle clasps. This is in my Amazon affiliate store, subject to availability, because you know things change on Amazon. But if they're ever out of something that I've shared with you, if you know Amazon like I know Amazon, they will give you an alternative option. Show you something similar. So there's always that. All right, so I've got 2 crimp beads. Let's check the length again. Again, the leaves are going to go underneath initially. I think I'm ready. I don't want it that snug, so I'm going to go with it. You know, the first time you make something, it's hard to know the exact length that you're going to need. I've got my clasp, and because I've got this upside down, I'm going to I don't know, does this clasp have a top or bottom? No, it doesn't. But I'm going to put both wires through the loop on the toggle clasp. And it would be handy if these were the exact same length. Even though I started out where I thought they were, it kind of changed a little bit along the way. So whatever beads you use, I know for a fact that my 1.3 millimeter crimp beads will accept 4 strands of my 49 strand nylon coated wire. I'm just kind of pinching it together to get it through that crimp bead. Takes a little patience. Okay, got through one. Now through the 6/0. And through one more crimp bead. Come on, you can do it. Okay, and then this bead will cover up the wire a little bit. Okay, I want a little bit of flexibility here. Just going to get a hold of those. I only see one strand. Where's the other strand? I want to see both of them coming through here. I'm just going to go ahead and tug on each end so I can at least secure this first crimp bead. I wanted the wires to lay nice, and yet I still want a little bit of flex. I'm going to go ahead and flatten this. These are a little frayed on the ends now. I might try to trim those. If I can only get through one wire through the next crimp bead, well, so be it. But I'm going to try to get both. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm crimping that, flattening it. Guess I could have been a little more straight with it, but now let's go through the 6/0 bead. Hide that wire in there. Okay, I've got it through. Now I'm going to push all the beads down to that end, obviously. I want everything pushed down here. Just going to take my time. Make sure it's all snug together. I guess we have one more chance to check the length. I can always add a few more beads on this end if I need to, but I think that's going to be good. I think so. So I'm going to go with this. Just again, turning it upside down, making sure everything's pushed down to the end that's secure, which is the flower toggle. And I think I'm going to do the same thing here, where I'm going to even up the ends. And then, oh, here's the bar. So the ends are evened up. Let's bring this through the toggle bar, back down through the crimp bead. It takes a little patience for this part, trying to get both wires through. Sometimes it goes easy when I do this, sometimes not. Okay, both wires are through. Before I tighten anything up, let's get it through the 6/0. And let's get it through the next crimp bead, because I don't want to fray the wire again. I kind of frayed it, overworked it a little bit, so I'm going to not be tugging on it till I have it through both crimp beads. For some reason, okay, here I'm tugging on it because they're not the same length. Trying to get it through. I feel like one is through and one is not. Yeah, same issue I had on the other side, where one wire is through the crimp bead. Oh, I see it. I see it poking through. Just going to get a hold of it here. Yay. And then through one green bead. Oh my gosh. Went a lot easier than the first side. Now I'm going to get a hold of this wire, find out which end I need to pull on. I wonder what would happen if I pulled one at a time. Sometimes that's an option. Tug one, then the other. Push the beads down, including the crimp bead. And then tug on one, then the other. That's the solution. See, I found a workaround. There's always one, if you're patient enough. And I might as well have the issue so that I can show you what it might take to get this finished up here. Pulling each one at a time. At the same time, sliding things down. Getting closer, pushing everything down again. If you have fancy fingernails, I don't know how you would do this. I don't. I just like my nails just as natural as can be. It may not be laying as flat here as perhaps I would like. Not yet anyway. Okay, let's push the beads down again. We still have too much of a gap here. Too much of a gap. Again, one strand at a time. One strand of wire at a time. I think we almost have it. Let's take a look at it before we finish it off. As we know, the leaves go back and forth. Let's just see what we've got here. And I might as well try it on and make sure that I can get this hooked. If I can't do it, how are you going to do it, right? All right, that's going to be a good fit. I can see that. So I am getting very close to crimping this. Just going to make sure that everything's laying as nice as I can get it. We did say that these 3 purple beads here might have a little issue stacking together, but looks like I can push them down a little bit. I'm going to tug one more time, each strand individually. Going to have a little wire. We're going to have to cut the wire as close as we can. I think I'm ready to flatten that bead. I know this bracelet looks so tiny, right? I think it looks so tiny. Like, how is that going to fit? But it will. I just showed you that it did. We need to trim the wire off as close as we can. So I'm going to do one strand at a time, and I'm using clippers because I feel like I can get very close with that. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that the most challenging part was going to be getting through that 1.3 millimeter crimpy, which I've used for years and years and years. And I know 4 strands of wire goes through it, but it gave me a challenge today. But I didn't give up. Oh my gosh, look at the little flower clasp. Let's put our leaves where they're supposed to go. Oh my gosh, look at this cute little bracelet. I don't know if it shows up that well there. Here's our cute little flower button bracelet with little leaves, little glass leaves. We have a use for the little leaves now. And even if they do curl up a little bit, they're cute. And then the flower toggle clasp is really cute as well. I'm very happy with the bracelet. I think it turned out pretty good, even though I was short a few leaves. I think it's fine. As to the earrings, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm probably going to have to use those white leaves because I don't have any more green. But I'm going to attempt to make a pair of button earrings with leaves. And remember to watch all the way to the end because I will share some photos with you of the bracelet and the earrings. And I invite you to vote for your favorite, whether it's the bracelet or the earrings, even though they don't completely match. All right, let's move on and make some button earrings. Do I have the right wire? I don't have the right leaves. Do I have the right wire? I so wish I had enough of the green leaves to make a pair of earrings. I do have some purple buttons. So what do you think? Should I just switch to a different color leaf just to show you how to make some earrings to go with your bracelet? I think so. I know this took a little longer than I planned, but let's do it. Let's get a couple more buttons off of here. So I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons on the bracelet. My wrist is about 7, 7 1/4. I don't know. I only need 2, I guess. I don't know if this gauge is going to work, but I have some 24 gauge silver wire. It's 0.43 millimeter. And what I'm thinking is we could use some of this. We are going to use ear wires. Let's just cut 2 pieces that are about 6 inches. We are going to have ear wires, so we're not counting on this wire to support the earrings. 6 inches approximately. I only have the white leaves, but we're going to go with it. Just put the wire through here. Got a little kink in it here. And let's bring the ends together and make sure we're in the bottom center. Let's do that for this pair as well. These leaves have a frosted front and plain in the back, so I'm going to put the frosted finish to the front. So just bring the ends together. Probably going to need some more of our purple or green beads. We've got got a few left in here. Maybe add a little purple to it. Not really sure how many we'll need. And let's continue, and let's just take this one wire over. This is so thin. Let's cross it over, and let's just wrap it around a few times. I'm just turning it about, 4 times. This over, tightening it up, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, wanting the frosted side of the leaf to the front. Let's see about going through the button, although I might add a bead before we go through this. Yeah, I think I want a separator. Let's go with a green bead. Maybe 2. These earrings obviously are going to be directional because the back of them isn't going to be so pretty, but let's see what happens here. I guess we see the wire before the leaf, so let me cut back to just one green bead before and one after. We're just securing the button on the back. That's all we're doing. I guess I could have trimmed the wire instead of having 2 strands to work with, but I'm rolling with it. Everything is subject to adjustment. Just like the bracelet, you'll have to adjust it to get it the length that fits you best. And you do that by the finishing beads that go under the wrist. Okay, that's the front side, and that's my front side. I hope you can tell the difference, the sparkle on the front versus this one. Okay, what else can we do to these? Any suggestions here? Help me out. I'm always asking you to help me out. All right, let's see here. What else can we add to this? At the very least, we need to add a few more beads to get above the...
Easy to do, have fun with your buttons and beads, it's true. Make it fit perfect.
Since I ended with green, I'm going with purple and then green again. I don't know, I kind of want to put something else in here and I'm not sure what. Let me check my stash and I'll be right back. I have some little flower charms. They're not roses. I wish they were roses. Again, these are going to turn a little bit. And let's put a purple on top of this. I know, you're asking me right now, Vickie, how are you going to finish these? We shall see. I think those are probably long enough. At least I'm glad that my flower charm bead, oh, is it going to lay right? This button's going to turn, isn't it? How tight can I make that so that button doesn't turn all the way around? That is kind of a concern. I'm going to take that green bead off and see about what I want to do here. I'm going to grab a silver bead and then the charm and the silver bead. Trying to find a way to lock this down a little tighter. I don't think anything's going to lock that down too much. I don't know. Do we need the flower? Doesn't really match the bracelet. If it was the right color leaf, it doesn't match. Well, the charm is optional. You can add a charm if you'd like. I think I'm going to just go with this. I'm really tightening this up a lot. I really am, to try to make this little rose button stay in place. Let's see about trying to push the beads down. I'm going to bend this, bring it down, change my positioning of my round nose pliers, and I'm going to try to wire wrap this to tighten it up. So I'm just probably went more wraps than I needed to go. The wire is pretty forgiving. As far as aligning it, just thinking about the direction here. I need this to go, I want this to go this direction. Just going to take this to the back, the wire to the back. I want too many wraps, but trim this off. I'm just going to take my flat nose pliers and just kind of push the ends in. This wire is so thin that I would suggest a heavier gauge of wire. Let's finish one out before I even proceed on the next one. I know I wrapped it too far. Too many wraps on it. Got carried away. Typically 3 is enough. Take a look. Yeah, and this wire is so thin, but here we go. Here's the earring that I was envisioning. Could have done a better job on it here on my wire. But let's we're not going with that flower anymore. We are just going with purple bead And then I went with the little silver bead, pushing the beads down, but I did allow some room. Okay, just bringing that around. Because I did the other one too many, I have to do this one too many as well. Just tuck the wire in a little bit so it's not sticking out. Don't laugh too hard at my loops today. Oh my gosh. I was just a little loopy, I guess. But here's an idea. Needs to be finessed a little bit, but here's an idea for making some button earrings with a leaf, little leaf dropping down to hopefully go with the bracelet that you make. Too bad I didn't have 2 more green leaves. I only had 1. Are you ready to see what we made today? See it up close so that you can vote in your comment, and then I'll pop back in.
Fill your day with color and your heart with room. Make another one in your favorite hue. There's always a flower bracelet waiting to bloom for you.
Are you ready to take a look at the bracelet and earrings? Very soft colors, very pastel, but cute as can be. And yes, the leaves move all over the place, but they do lay pretty flat when you're wearing the bracelet. So there's the earrings and the bracelet. And I hope you'll give this idea a try. Remember, on Thursday, August 6, 2026, I'm having a live video for Avante Jewelry where I just pop up and we have a conversation. And if you have any questions for my live, please ask the question in your comment below so I can prepare just a little bit. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Vicki, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you consider doing so.
Mix and match, don't be afraid. Every little choice you make, bright or pastel, bold or new, the perfect bracelet starts with you. This flower button bracelet is so easy to do. Have fun with your buttons and beads, it's true.